huge opportunity at hand for both teams today, trying to close out the weekend with a key win and some positive momentum as Clear Fork looking to bounce back from their only loss of the season against Dublin Scioto, visiting the Colt Corral for a matinee showdown on a beautiful afternoon in Belleville. It's the Lady Colton Irish going toe-to-toe from the Valley, streaming live and free, and it's coming your way. Next.
I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Our girls soccer Saturday showcase brings us to the Clear Fork Valley this afternoon, where the Lady Colts will look to close out their opening week of the 2021 season with a win against unbeaten Dublin Scioto. Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to the Colt Corral in Bellevue. I am Brian Skronsky, joined by Jesse Ryder, and we were just over here a couple of days ago, saw a flat-out awesome performance by Clear Fork in their season opener against Worcester. Not quite as explosive a few days ago in a loss to Madison, so for the Colts to be successful today, boy, they got to find some more of that offensive firepower, Jesse.
I think you're exactly right. I think one of the keys is going to be consistency. I think last year we talked about the struggle to score and to get goals on the board for Clear Fork. And I think we saw a glimpse of what they're capable against Worcester. And I think we saw a glimpse of what we saw last year against Madison. So I think it's really going to be consistency, not just in scoring goals, but in the style of play as well. I think when you have such a talented team, you got to kind of find what level are you going to play at. And I think Dublin Scioto is going to pose a bit of a threat to go forward. So you certainly got to be on your toes defensively. But then also, can you create your opportunities and then finish those opportunities? And that's kind of what sets the team apart. I think Clear Fork's right on the verge of being one of those elite teams. We're going to see how they do against some top-level competition today.
Speaking of that top-level competition, the Irish just crushed Grove City on Thursday 5-1. So for them, can they build momentum and stay hot against a good Colts team? That's what we're about to see.
Absolutely, and the one tie that Dublin Scioto has had was against D2 runner-up in Granville. So certainly they're playing a quality team. The Granville coach was telling me, he's got a pretty good team again this year. So he's certainly expectations are high there, and then Scioto getting the result of the tie against them. So this is going to be a quality matchup. I think we'll see two teams trying to find their identity a little bit, trying to figure out how they're going to play and what style of play. And it's early in the season, so you're going to be working out some kinks. It's not going to be perfect soccer just yet. And it's also really hot. It's really hot on the turf today. So we're going to see how the depth of teams will kind of factor into play. We certainly saw that with Clear Fork against Worcester. They just had more quality players available on that night. And we'll see Dublin Scioto a little bit bigger than Worcester, and we'll just see how many numbers they have available. But you're going to have some depth today. It's certainly you're going to warrant some subs, and you're going to need to kind of take a break and be able to kind of move players in and out of the rotation.
Take a look at our keys to the game for this afternoon, and the top players checking in for the Clear Fork Colts. Kendall Windsor had a breakout performance in that season opener against Worcester. 3 goals, 2 assists for her, leading the club in both regards. Trinity Cook, the senior, they're going to be relying on her to create some offense when she gets her opportunities. She checks in with a couple of goals. And then on the other side, Rachel Fullerton has shown that she's got some great foot skills. Really super athlete. She leads the team in scoring right now. Maddie Johnson, 2 nice performances for her. I believe she is going to be unavailable today, Jesse. So insert the backup, Whitney Dunlap. We'll see what she's able to bring to the table. Sometimes making a change at that keeper position, because it's so valuable in terms of being a vocal leader and letting your defense know what to do and how to do it, could be a big loss for them. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think when you have to replace a keeper, the team, I think, relies a lot on just being able to trust their keeper, and they know how their keeper plays. They know the saves that they're expected to make and how they can distribute the ball. And so when you make that change, there's a little bit of that adjustment period of, do we have to compensate somewhere else to eliminate some of the shots or the attacking opportunities? And so sometimes it plays a little bit of a mind game with you.
So both teams out on the field getting ready for today's varsity contest. Clear Fork Lady Colts, as mentioned, looking to bounce back from a loss at Madison just a couple of days ago. 2-1 they fell in that one after an offensive explosion in their season opener here at home. So if it's more home cooking from what we saw, should be a fun afternoon here in the Valley. Certainly expecting some fireworks, Jesse. A lot of goals on the way here today. That's my expectation.
Yeah, I think you're going to be right. I think with Dublin bringing in a new keeper, there's that sort of kind of variation to the game. Dublin can obviously score. We saw them put up a 5, I think, against Grove City. They look back at last year. They had a similar record, but a little different schedule. Dublin plays a lot of the top Columbus school teams and does well against them. Struggled just above 500 last year, but they certainly have the ability to score some goals and compete in big games.
As we get ready for kickoff, we will first honor America with the playing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Such a great tradition we have here in the best country on earth, playing the Star-Spangled Banner before every sporting event. Jesse, just something about it really does get you in the mood, makes you grateful, thankful that we have things that are as awesome as sports here in this country. It sets the tone, I think, for the afternoon.
Absolutely. As a coach and a player, I can remember a lot of those moments where you just got to kind of get a moment to pause and reflect and kind of think about, what's at stake. And obviously you get a chance to compete and have some fun. But when you think of what's been done for that, for you to be able to do that, it's just an absolutely amazing thing to be a part of.
So meeting the starting lineups now for both teams. We'll introduce you first to the Lady Irish, who, as mentioned, Whitney Dunlap is going to be in goal for them to start the day, or is not going to be. Or no, she is going to be in the goal. I'm sorry. Maddie Johnson unavailable today. On the back line, we've got Robinson, Dunlap, and Mara.
If you take a look out there, you can see Maddie Johnson's got a different type of boot on there, not the soccer boot. You can see she's got one of the big foot boots on, maybe a bit of a foot injury there, obviously, that she's working on. So, Whitney Dunlap comes in with some experience, so it's not often that you have a younger keeper that starts over an older keeper anyway. So Whitney Dunlap, the junior, and Maddie Johnson, the sophomore. So certainly still expect the same quality in the box there for Dublin. But it is against it's not a starter, so a little bit of mind games go a long way. Girls just kind of settle in and got to adjust a little bit on the back line.
Not going to be the case for Clear Fork. They will have the full complement of their roster here today. Anders starting in goal. We'll see Labaki, Perry, Argenio, Davidson starting here this afternoon, along with Alyssa Swank, Wertman, Cook, the senior, and then Belcher, Lamp, and Wine round out the starters for today's Clear Fork Lady Colts. Real quick, just want to thank everybody for tuning in live and free on our Facebook and YouTube channels. And as always, please drop us a line. Let us know who you're cheering for, where you're watching from. Just might mention your comment on air if you got a little tidbit or something that you want to share with us. We need all the knowledge we can get, folks. So let us know all sorts of stuff in the group chat today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun to have the online crowd out there and cheering on from all over Ohio, but a lot of times all over the country and sometimes even the world.
Sure.
So it's going to be fun. Looks like Kendall Windsor actually is going to be getting the start today. We know the last game we had, she came off the bench and was just electric. And that's such a difficult thing as a coach when you've got the amount and quality and quantity of players of, you got to decide on a starting 11. And then, but also you don't want to lose anything when you substitute. So Coach Bechtel's elected to have Windsor start today. Certainly contributed at a high level against Worcester with 3 goals and assist. A lot of great play, a lot of other opportunities. And we talked in our post-game interview with her. She felt like she probably should have had 5 goals that night and had a couple other quality opportunities. So we'll see what kind of opportunities it presents itself today against probably a little bit stronger Dublin team.
One thing we know for sure is that Brittany Bechtel always willing to go to her bench early, often. We saw some hockey rotations in that opener against Worcester, perhaps by strategy, because it seemed like the Lady Generals were a bit empty-handed in terms of their bench production. Only had a few girls that actually checked into the game. So, there were 6 subs at a time for this Lady Colts team. That's kind of rare, Jesse. You don't see that too often.
Absolutely, yeah, that's right. And that was every couple of minutes. They had 4 to 6 players rotating into the game, whereas Worcester was bringing in 1 every half. That was about the amount of subs and 1 was because of an injury. So Worcester obviously did not have the numbers that Clear Fork did, and I think it was an evening game, but it was still hot. This is a mid-afternoon. It is hot on the turf down there. It is hot outside. So I do think substitutions will be key. So I expect to see that similar kind of rotation from Clear Fork of a lot of players in, a lot of players out, and then can Dublin. You like to think you're in shape. You like to think your cardio is high, but sometimes in the middle of the afternoon, heat of the battle, and it'll wear on you. So we'll see how kind of often the Lady Irish will be looking to sub as well.
Quick shout out to our sponsors who allow us to bring you our coverage live and free on the OH Report, including A1 Auto Sales, Scout Construction, Tridico Sign Company, Mechanics Bank, and Frito-Lay. Thanks to each and every one of our supporters for bringing you Lady Colt Soccer free of charge on Facebook and YouTube today.
Getting ready to kick off here. Dublin Scioto is going to start with the ball, and they're going to go forward right away, it looks like. Ooh.
Nearly thread the needle right there and almost put the Colts on their heels in a compromised position in the first 15 seconds.
Clear Fork kind of turned into it there. It looks like deflected out of bounds off Dublin. We did see Kendall Windsor's got a big throw and kind of puts it right outside the box, but covered nicely by Dublin.
Both teams looking to establish possession here early. As that ricochets out of bounds, will be Lady Colt throwing here on the near side with Davison handling.
Looks like Dublin playing either a 5-4-1 or a 4-5-1, depending on how you're counting the lineup here. And just the one target up top, number 23. Looks like Devin Keedle is going to be their lone striker to start things off.
Here's Cook loading up from way downtown and just missed putting a shot on frame.
See Rachel Fulton sits a little bit higher now that they've won the ball back, so maybe more of a 4-4-2. She kind of dropped in defensively early on, but has deepened up a little bit. Dublin not able to clear the ball off the goal kick, and Clear Fork's right back in the attack. Windsor with the ball in. Nobody on the other side of it. Still not cleared effectively by Dublin.
Irish trying to squeeze it down the sideline. Nothing doing there with Labaki. Getting the throw in here for the Colts.
Thought that went off Labaki, and I think she just kind of a veteran move, even as a sophomore, just went and picked the ball up and took the throw, and the referee agreed then after just seeing her body language.
Belcher draws a crowd, so tries to lay it back, and Clear Fork with the turnover now. See if the Irish can get something moving forward. But with only one player up top, options are limited right now, Jesse, and on the other side of the field for that one, Keedle not available.
Yeah, the defensive shape is interesting. They just kind of drop back with not a lot of pressure on the ball, allowing that ball to be played wide, and then, poor touch, poor clearance. See, there we go. Dublin Scioto finally is able to connect the ball out of the back there.
Thought maybe Cook, after that one ricocheted way up into the air, was going to go for a bicycle attempt.
It just stayed up there. Yeah, I think it caught everybody a little by surprise about how high it actually went, and just slow to get back. Tough clearance there by Anders out of the back. Not a great ball out, giving Dublin a throw in right around the third attacking area. Scioto just looks a little out of sorts, not able to kind of keep possession of the ball, just kind of moving it around, but not really going anywhere with it. But the ball just kind of rolled nicely into her. She gets a touch back in and a touch wide.
Keedle looking like she wanted to set it up for that right foot and just unload one.
Yeah, I'm surprised she took kind of an extra touch there. She got it back outside. I thought she was going to hit it and decided to take another touch forward and ends up with a corner. That ball just kind of favored Dublin all the way through. Kind of was poorly deflected and just rolled right to Keedle's feet. And not much of it. It will come away with a corner. Looks like they're going to have an interesting play. 4 players right at the top of the 18. Kind of in a straight line.
Now Richardson, the lefty, plays it out top. And this one's going to head out of play, not on frame, from the right foot of Rachel Fullerton.
Yeah, you wonder if that was the design play of the corner kick there. Looked like kind of a busted ball out, but went right to Rachel Fullerton, who was waiting there. So maybe that was the design play, but she puts it high and wide.
Lady Irish going to maintain possession here, trying to stay on the attack. As Keedle ran into a double team. Now looking for her again off the throw-in. And Clear Fork looks like they're going to come away with possession, working it through the midfield now.
It's been a couple of times where Dublin's had the throw and they've thrown it to their feet and they kind of jump with both feet, and it's really hard to control if you're kind of putting both feet towards the ball like that.
Just working with that on that exact move with my daughter. And you're right, Jesse. I kept coaching. I was like, hey, you got to at least pick one foot that you're going to try to control the ball with as this one's set up. Oh, but offsides is going to be the call. Labaki thought she might have had one tailor-made set up right in front of the net.
Yeah, certainly was in a great position. The referee was definitely in the right line of play. Now the question was when the deflection happened as to where she was. It was definitely a deflection from up here. I couldn't tell who was where in that line, but the referee has decided that she was offsides. It's going to be Dublin ball coming out of the back. Now they're keeping possession a little bit better. Looks like the first couple of touches of the game just kind of got to them, and they're back at it now.
Collision on the far side of the field, won by Fullerton. Was able to keep her feet. Now from the wing. Good tackle taken away by Swank.
Yeah, good tackle. Bad touch. Went right at her feet. She had the room and the space to go to her right and kind of get around or at least get a play off, and she went right at her feet, right into her feet. Swank just stood her up and took that ball out. But still a Dublin ball. Still, look, it might have been a near handball. Kind of threw it right at her hand. And
so possession up for grabs here as Trin turns and fires one at the keeper.
yeah, just kind of a no-look shot. Didn't look there was much there, and she turned, and it was on goal. And Renee Anders, right place, right time to make the save. Ooh, that's the right build-up. That's the play they've been working on to put Windsor in all that space. The ball just played a little short right at the feet of Dublin. Oh, that's a good ball in. That's close. Certainly the Clear Fork defender went down. They started in the same space. It's hard to the ball was played right as she went down. It's hard to tell kind of that line there. The referee, again, in the right spot. I think that's the right call.
Yeah, it looks like maybe about a yard offside there, but you're right. Very close to being a breakaway with the keeper in a one-on-one.
It's funny, we haven't seen the through ball from either team. Then it was back-to-back. One, Clear Fork could not connect on theirs, and Dublin took the turnover and went right the other way and just missed being offsides and the luxury of that Clear Fork defender falling down. So a bit of a break there for the Colts.
See if they can regroup on that defensive back line. Been pretty solid so far during the year. As that just off target. Nice shot from Keetle.
You know, it's interesting when you don't know a lot of the players' background. Certainly in that position, you expect her to go right and kind of get around on the right side, but she wanted to go to the middle and get it on her left foot. You know, these two teams don't see each other a whole lot or watch a lot of film of each other, I'm assuming. So sometimes when a player has the ability or tendency to go left, it kind of catches by surprise a little bit early on.
That one just rolling out of bounds from Wortman. She tried to work her way around the Irish player. Now Labaki smacks one, but she's out of play when she touched it.
About 9 minutes in. It's not been the cleanest of games so far. A lot of turnovers. Near goal scoring opportunities because of some poor defending and poor touches defensively. So we'll see what team can kind of clean it up first and kind of generate a good offensive attack with the ball.
Anders with a short punt here near side. Pair of Irish players converge to win possession. Now this one slung shot to the outside. Nice run being made by Swearingen. But the Colts able to clear, get out of trouble.
Yeah, Fullerton does a good job of just keeping pressure, making it difficult to clear. There's a lot of space there. Windsor's able to put that ball in. Just couldn't quite get that last touch into all the space there. Dublin got caught pretty high.
Scioto dictating the action right now. Everything moving into the attacking third for them. So Clear Fork not able to get possession much right now. See if they can rely on getting into the counterattack when they have their opportunities.
So you see such a good pass followed by such a poor pass there. It's just kind of the nature of this game so far. There's definitely quality players, just not connecting a lot to keep possession from either team. There's the space they want for Clear Fork. Let's see if she's able to get a touch on the other end.
Yeah, it's a good-looking ball. And now the setup, Windsor, one-on-one. With the left foot, great save by the keeper, and then the second opportunity just off target. Boy, what a save.
Yeah, great read. I really thought Windsor was offsides on that second ball through. The Dublin kind of stayed up, and she kept going forward. But the keeper makes a great read. Whitney Dunlap coming out and just making contact on that first shot. If she doesn't make contact, I think it's going to be a goal for Windsor. But she comes out and makes the angle tough, keeps the ball out of the back of the net. Now we're going the other way.
Yeah, great opportunity missed there by the Lady Colts. Not going to get too many of those.
Yeah, the referee got caught behind the ball a little bit. I'm pretty sure that Windsor was too high. It's hard for us to tell up here, but
from the look on the replay, it looked like she was about a yard offside. Sometimes you get the benefit of those, Jesse.
Yeah, you certainly got to capitalize on those too. I know she knows that, and that's kind of the mark for this Clear Fork team is how many chances can we create and then finish those chances as well. That was definitely one of their more quality chances they've created so far.
Irish just off target with that pass, leading to a 3-on-3 here for the Lady Colts. Well measured here. Windsor's going to have another great opportunity, and this time the right foot just off target again.
Love the build-up. The build-up is exactly right there. And here we talked a little strategy. There's 4 subs in for Clear Fork, 0 for Dublin. So we'll see if that factors in a little bit. Love the build-up from Clear Fork, though. Again, kind of that same play of just getting it wide, drawing the defender out, and then finding the center striker who puts it back out, who's one-on-one with the keeper then, and just puts the ball wide of the post. You know, as a striker, you're going to miss your shots. You just got to be ready for the next one. So you can't let that live in your head. And obviously, you want all the opportunities you can get, but you just got to let those go and look for the next opportunity to finish then.
Colts looking to clear. As that one rolls out of bounds here on the near side. Throw in for Swergin. Smacks right back out. She'll try it again.
Yeah, the game's pretty been back and forth here. Dublin's been down kind of in the attacking area for a lot of the game, and Clear Fork's been countering and got 2 to 3 good opportunities that oftentimes resort in goals for the Colts, but just not yet today. There's the 5th sub for Clear Fork.
Certainly looks like when Clear Fork gets on the move into the offensive attack that they've got the speed advantage, Jesse. So at some point, you imagine number 6 or somebody else going to capitalize for Clear Fork with a couple of the great looks that she's had so far.
Absolutely. That's a good turn in the middle by number 6 for Dublin, Sammy Norad. It's a good turn to keep possession there, and Dublin's getting some numbers forward now. I think this is, if you can defend well, you're going to have your opportunities just like this on the counter attack. It'll just be, can you connect one pass out, and she doesn't. I think the referee has bailed her out there. There might have been some late contact, kind of ran into each other after she played the ball. It's going to be a Clear Fork ball, but it's going to be, can you win the ball defensively for Clear Fork and then find one pass forward to keep possession and let your players get in the attack. The ball was played just wide back into Dublin's area, but they're going to get a free kick to kind of make up for it.
Nice piece of defending by Zoe McHugh to get possession for the Colts and then ultimately draw the foul. Here she is now. Just off target with that pass.
So here's one thing that hurts you when you sub like Clear Fork does, and obviously there's lots of pros and cons to this, but sometimes it takes players a minute to adjust to the game. So, you know, a player like McHugh coming off the bench here to get in and get adjusted to the speed of the game, the style of the game. Sometimes you're going to have inexperienced touches because they've not been in the game yet. And I think we see a little bit of that where she's just playing a little faster than she needed to. There's a good attempt there by Dublin. And that just comes with, you got to figure out the pace of the game by playing in the game. And sometimes that just doesn't happen when you're subbing on, even if it's 15, 20 minutes into the game. Dublin with a bit of a risky pass there. They still kept possession, but Dublin does well to just keep the ball on the ground, keep things moving, just keep attacking just by keeping the ball moving. But that final pass has really kind of hurt them a little bit. They're getting right at the top of the box there and just cannot find the next pass to kind of set them apart.
Yeah, it was a nice job of maintaining possession, but like you said, setting up that final look to get a shot on net just wasn't there for Scioto in about the last minute or so when they've been here on the attacking third. And doing a great job of pressuring are the Irish with their midfielders to limit Clear Fork's at least ball possession. They've been able to get on the counterattack, but have not possessed much here in these opening minutes.
Sammy again does a nice job of just kind of holding the ball, keeping possession, finding a wide player. And they bring another player into the mix here.
Here's the cross into the box. It's just going to end up in the hands of Anders, though.
And nearly a dangerous play. Anders definitely was coming after the ball, and the field player's allowed to make a play on the ball, but Anders catches it cleanly, nothing to it, nothing from the referees. But Dublin has won the punt. They're just about to be back in the attack again. Similar build-up to what they just had.
Doing a nice job of mixing it around, too, Jesse, taking it side to side, playing through the middle, and then out wide to the wings. Low cross deflected. And now the Colts clear back into Irish territory where they've got a throw-in coming up.
Yeah, for Dublin, whenever they get that extra player in the mix with the ball, they've found it every time. The problem is once they get in that attacking area, they're not sending another player into the attack, and they're not finding the gaps and finding the space there, so they can just kind of keep turning that ball over in the final third. And there we see Dublin making their first 3 substitutions of the game. Clear Fork is bringing some more players on as well, so certainly both coaches trying to keep players fresh.
Got to in this weather. Been so hot here in north central Ohio this whole week. And got to make a difference down there on the playing surface, too. I know that turf gets hot, man, and probably at least 100 degrees down there.
Oh, it certainly it feels hot, too, which is sometimes just a lot of it. Just feel like hot air blowing around. The sun's directly on you. It's one of those mid-afternoon summer games where when you schedule, like, man, why did we put this at 7 o'clock instead of 1 o'clock? But here we are. Clear Fork, I think they're up to about 10 substitutions already, getting some starters back in. Certainly adjusting to the time and the heat and trying to keep players fresh and stay in the attack.
Perhaps this will be a strategy for Coach Bechtel and her staff throughout the entire season, mass substitutions to keep everybody fresh. They do have a deep bench when they bring in some kids that aren't into the starting lineup. Certainly there's not a huge drop-off, and at this time of year, as we discussed earlier in the week, still trying to figure out who meshes well with each other on what side of the field and, you know, where bodies should be on the varsity playing surface.
Yeah, obviously some talented players within the Clear Fork squad, but there are some different styles of talent, and I think it's going to be, can you find the right build-up and the right chemistry? And really it's going to be, can we find Kendall Windsor in advantageous spaces where she can get the ball at her feet going forward, and with the ability to make some plays. So you got to find players who think are going to complement her to really kind of set her off in the middle of the field. That giveaway is certainly going to do some wonders for Clear Fork. It's another good ball in.
Yeah, and another great run. Windsor just seems to know where the open space is. She's certainly got the speed, but man, she's just been a few inches off so far in the early going with her 3 shot attempts.
And the keeper stayed back on her line there too. I think she's just trying to overcomplicate things. Really just, you pick the open side of the goal. That you don't need a corner. You just need the open side. I think also I'd put that ball back on my right foot. I mean, it came in on the left foot area, but if you're a right-footed player and the ball's coming in, I think you want it to be on your dominant foot and just kind of just pass it in there at that point. Ooh, bit of a misclear there by Renee Anders. You don't see that a lot. That ball is almost going backwards, and Clear Fork's going to give it up for a throw-in. Tough turnover there for the Colts.
Throw in deep in Clear Fork territory. 3 Irish players working over on this wing.
Yeah, but they worked to put the ball in the middle, and nobody was in the middle except for the Clear Fork defenders. They do well to switch it wide there, though, get in the attack.
Ball's going to be chased way out into the corner, though, with Beasley. Another throw-in on the way.
Yeah, it was the first time I really see him kind of take the Clear Fork defender to the outside. They've been trying to get in the middle every time and didn't really generate a lot, but that time she did, and it kept the ball. Ooh, that ball just kind of trickled in there, but Renee with a good jump there at the end. A little late coming off her line, but she got out there and grabbed it.
5th time Anders has touched the ball with her hand so far in this match.
It's a much better punt than her previous one. Two poor distributions earlier and then makes up for it there. Gets it well over midfield.
Clear Fork with some numbers. Starting to get some bodies forward. Good pressure applied by Wortman. Forced the play back to the keep.
Dublin does well to hold the ball up, keep possession there, and again. Ooh, I think if she doesn't touch it, I think that ball is in, and she's open on that backside there. I think trying to maybe just flick it on. Ooh, bit of a late hit there in the middle.
Now it's going to be Labaki searching for number 6. Windsor, of course, going to catch up. What can she do with it from here? She's got the cross, but deflected.
Kylie Davidson checking back in for the Colts.
Senior checking in for the junior Schaefer. And Windsor looks like she's going to get about a 10-yard running start here. And we saw on opening night, she can really chuck it into the box. Look at that.
She does, right on the front post.
She's able to find her teammate. Looked like Cook got ahead on it.
Yeah, good throw in. Does well to get that. Looks like we might be doing a water break. I did wonder if they would add this to the game. It's just being so hot today. We're about halfway through the first half, so it looks like we will take a water break, let teams stay hydrated.
So while they take a short water break, we will take a timeout. Still no score midway through the first half here at Clear Fork.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says, thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Back at the Colt Corral, where we are still deadlocked. 0-0 Dublin Scioto and Clear Fork going toe-to-toe in a girls' soccer matinee on a Saturday afternoon. Whistle here is going to go against the Lady Colts. We haven't seen too many set pieces so far. That was Morgan Jarvis picking up the whistle here and giving the Lady Irish an opportunity.
Yeah, this will be interesting. We've not seen Lady Irish really kind of put the ball deep into the box at all. It's just been, build-up play through the feet here. So we'll see what their strategy is if they do try to look to put a long ball in or to maybe play it wide out here to Maya Swearingen.
Instead, it's just going to be headed out. And now a throw-in on the way from the far side of the field here for the Lady Colts. Brian Skronsky alongside Jesse Ryder here today from the Valley.
A pretty even matchup so far. I think Clear Fork probably has the better chances than Dublin, but both teams have the ability to score and just have not done so yet.
Oh, nice play right there from Bluebaugh. Still fighting for it. And then got sandwiched in between a couple of defenders. But Labaki sticking with it.
Bluebaugh just keeping the play alive. Nothing's been flashy there, but just keeping the play alive. Takes a little bit of contact there. Dublin inability to kind of clear the ball effectively to their feet, so it's going to be a Clear Fork throw. I'm allowed to throw it right back into that area.
Another substitution from Coach Bechtel. Bluebaugh now out of the match. See Windsor flick it forward to herself.
Well, I think number 26 there, she's definitely seeking some contact. I mean, she's near the ball. Was with his shoulder there, but definitely is kind of leaning and almost throwing it in. Let's be careful we don't give away PKs in a situation like that.
I don't think that she was expecting Windsor to be that rock solid, perhaps, Jesse.
Yeah, she did it to the freshman. Got a little more bounce back.
Cook with the header. McQuaid, though, is able to get possession, but the Irish give it away, so the Colts going to have a throw-in from about the 30-yard line.
Trinity Cook looks like maybe have gotten kicked or perhaps turned an ankle a little bit. So she's just kind of just running and playing just a little bit gingerly there after the last couple of plays. It's a good ball into the box there. Let's see if she's able to connect on the other end. Good early ball in, trickling around.
Oh, yeah, nice setup looking for or from Wortman there. Had a couple of options in front.
Yeah, just like the early touch that Wortman took just to put it, anything towards the box was going to be dangerous, and she put it right at the keeper. A couple hard contacts here.
And it's going to end up with the Irish looking for a throw.
They're getting some numbers forward. I think Clear Fork might. We've been talking about fatigue quite a bit, but they just look a little slow to get back there. But Dublin plays the ball right at Renee Anders, and she's got it and looking to go the other way.
The heat going to become a big factor, I think, today, certainly in the second half. There's a lot of humidity in the air as well. So these athletes hopefully staying hydrated, getting a couple of extra sips of the Powerade and the Gatorade over there on the sidelines, because it is certainly a hot one here today.
Bit of a careless giveaway there by Ellie Auger in the middle. Had the ability to turn and go forward or just play her defender's feet, and she played it behind her, and she ended up chasing out of bounds for a throw-in.
Scioto looking to reverse fields here. Bit lucky to maintain possession after the deflection.
Ooh, I think they just missed that give and go. They had three girls making that same run in. They all stopped, and she didn't play it anyway. So they had some chances there, but just that final pass in to kind of set them apart from that Clear Fork defenders is just they haven't played it yet. I don't know if it's a vision thing or they think it's locked down, but they're getting the ball right at the top of the box and just not able to penetrate any of the gaps anywhere else and just kind of losing the ball or playing it back wide. But not a great chance for Dublin yet, but certainly getting closer.
So I think you need to combo some of that with the fact that Lady Colt's defense been in position more often than not here today. Scioto just not able to find the creases because there's not a ton of them so far here in the early going of the match.
Absolutely. Clear Fork's position has been solid back there. I think there's room to play the ball in, but it's not an easy ball. So from our perspective, we can see it and we can, we've got the bird's eye view of it. But from the field players, that gap is sometimes smaller than what you might think it is.
Kind of like that rear view mirror warning, Jesse.
Absolutely. I do think Clear Fork's attack is going to come off this counterattack. When Dublin gets all their numbers forward, it's just about one-on-one, maybe two-on-two in the back, and you'll take the speed of Windsor and Trinity Cook to kind of get a good play off. And they've got a couple of opportunities, but no goals yet.
Windsor's had two great clean looks so far, one-on-one with the keeper, and actually has not put a shot on frame yet. Not like her from what we saw on opening night with the big hat trick breakout performance.
Yeah, I really thought that one was in. It kind of got her. She was facing the keeper. The keeper stayed on the line. Kind of expect her to make that goal, but young player, you learn from your mistakes, and you just got to try and get the next one.
Number 6, just a sophomore, as are a lot of these players out here for the Lady Colts. Good mixture of seniors and sophomores. Could turn out to be a special season out here in the Valley for LCP.
They're certainly going to play some fun local competitive games. I believe on the other night we talked about the girls soccer teams and groups around here are still really strong, some of the best in the state. And so when you see that, you get to bring in some other teams who are of quality as well and let them match up. And that's certainly what we have today with a team like Dublin Scioto, who's one of the bigger schools in Columbus area and undefeated on the season right now, plays a brutal Columbus soccer schedule. And so to get them to come down here and I guess come up here and to compete is always a good opportunity. There's a Clear Fork line change. Looks like about 5 players coming off again, just trying to keep everybody fresh.
Yeah, that's right. It's a strategy that you anticipate paying off more dividends in the second half, not perhaps early in the game, but you get a lot of girls involved. They get to feel for the speed of the game, and then in the second half, a little bit more fresh when you can go 18, 19 players deep.
Yeah, certainly. It is a luxury when you have the talent to do so. It poses some other problems, but usually you'll take those problems if it means you have more quality players available.
You talked about the quality schedule for Scioto. You're absolutely right. Already played the likes of Granville and Grove City. Got Westerville South, Columbus, St. Francis de Sales, Watkins Memorial, Worthington, Kilbourne. That's all their next few opponents too, Jesse. So it's loaded, man.
Yeah, if you're going to be a top Columbus team, you are going to be one of the top in the state for sure. I mean, in order to do that, you got to beat some of these top Columbus schools, and there's somebody in there who's always going to compete for a state title. So their schedule is loaded. Obviously, playing in the Division I for the tournaments, but in order to be the best here, you've got to come away with some top games against top Columbus teams.
And back to your point, too, I think, something really cool going on in Richland County, too, specifically with girls soccer and the feeder systems that have been built and put in place like they have here at Clear Fork, certainly over at Ontario Madison. It's been a joy to watch these girls grow up, and then when they get their chance at the varsity level, it just seems like year after year after year, those three teams in particular, they just keep producing.
Absolutely. Yeah. You look at those teams and what their program's like. You look here and you see some of the ball girls here from Appleseed Premier, but are also Clear Fork girls. I mean, it's just they're building a culture of girls who not only love soccer but work really hard at it and play at a high level. So it's kind of fun to see. You don't see it stopping for any of these local teams anytime. I mean, they have the numbers, they have the players in place to keep things going. So you kind of expect this. And I think you get a little you can just kind of take it for granted sometimes when you just expect to have a team in the state Final Four at some point every year.
It's going to end up for a goal kick for Dunlap and her defensive unit, as we're going to see a little bit of a shift change over on the far sideline now too. So Scioto with 5 fresh bodies checking in right now, trying to match that of the fresh kids getting in and out of the mix for Clear Fork.
It is possible that your substitution patterns may change just based on the temperature of the game, where it's hot enough that girls who don't normally need a break and just need to stay hydrated and get back in there.
Sometimes also, do you think that personnel on the field and lineups, if you're a coach and you see that certain kids are on the field, will you try to match and then put in different girls based on what the opponent has out there?
Yeah, I guess that's probably possible, that you're trying to maybe capitalize on maybe a slower player or a player who has different tendencies. That's a good tackle there by Kaylee Davidson at the end. That could have gone a variety of ways there, and she does well to just get in front of the ball and not let a shot get off, and now Clear Fork's attacking the other way because of it.
Windsor just was unable to use her body to shield off the defender, though she's got a nice touch here. Open space, little 2-on-2 forming here for the Lady Colts with Argenio. Looking for the cross, and she will play it for what's going to be the first corner kick of the afternoon for the Colts.
Yeah, it does well to get a corner kick out of there. A lot of things could happen. She could have turned and tried to take her one-on-one or even play an early ball in. I think she does well just to come away with a corner kick.
What's going to be the first corner kick.
Give themselves a good opportunity. We know they're dangerous in the air. Had a few opportunities against Worcester off their corner kicks. Let's see what they run here.
Isabella Annis plays a great-looking ball back posts. Head was able to get on the ball from Madison Caudill. Just off frame, though, not on target.
Madison Fullerton for Dublin is certainly a physical player, and a couple times has maybe even made a late tackle on the ball. You see Clear Fork will be a little slow to get up sometimes, but she is certainly a presence there and difficult to get around. And I think has stopped a few what could be Clear Fork breakaways just by her positioning and just her kind of seeking out that contact and not allowing it to go forward. Ooh, it's a good ball in. Heavy touch, though, but good ball.
Counter attack, maybe in progression here for Scioto. They got a 3-on-3. Nice looking move, and then the shot uncorked, and it's going to find the back of the net. We've got our first goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, it's just good pace down the wing. We've been talking about Dublin cutting back into the middle, trying to get that shot off in the middle, and she just takes it to the right around the defender, creates that separation, and just buries it on the near post.
They got a 3-on-3.
Take one more look here on the Tridico sign
nice looking
company
move,
replay.
And then the shot uncorked, and
Love
it's going to
those shots
find
from
the back
distance,
of the
Jesse,
net.
when
You're able to take
afternoon.
the keeper off guard just a bit.
Yeah, I think Renee's positioning was a little more central than it needed to be. It certainly gave away that front post a little bit, but it's well struck. The ball's well struck. Good contact. Keeps it on the ground. Keeps it on the frame there, and just gives herself a chance, and she's able to put it away. It's like number 8, Kiara Richardson, with a big strike. Certainly, she's been skillful with the ball when she's got it. A couple of key turns and and movements with the ball, and now she's got a chance to go forward and finishes her opportunity.
Goals right before half sometimes can spark a little bit of momentum where you might get a couple all set up. This is another great opportunity, and just like that, Scioto strikes again.
Well, you caught it. You're absolutely right. There was just a presence and swagger there with the Dublin team. They had the ball. They had some confidence, and they played a ball they've not played yet. That final third pass to kind of break down, and well executed, well struck. Great goal there for Dublin.
All set up. This is another great opportunity, and
look.
just like
buried
that,
into the back
Scioto
of the
strikes
net.
again.
Big time shot.
You're absolutely right.
The
weight
weight
and placement of the pass was perfect. The shot was perfect. I mean, that's a good-looking goal from Dublin there, who went from struggling to get the ball in the attacking third to all of a sudden they got in twice and they scored twice.
How will the Lady Colts respond now? 2 goals in the hole, and it was such a great defensive battle for nearly the entire first half until the last 30 seconds really flipped this game on its head.
Yeah, I'd say that the top 3 kind of quality chances had gone to Clear Fork up until this final minute here, where Dublin has just been advantageous with the great goal, just taking on the defender one-on-one, and then a great play of just picking the head up and finding that through ball, and then just finishing it really well in the corner.
So perhaps a little bit of danger time right here for Clear Fork. Can't allow yourself to be put back on your heels again. But that's going to be the case here with the Irish back on the attack. Nice setup, keeping possession, looking for a crossing opportunity. Here it is, but Anders able to gobble this one up.
It's a good read. Dublin has definitely got, they feel the ability to go forward now. I don't know if they were trying to just play cautious or just not sure yet, but then now when they get the ball, they're looking dangerous when they're going forward. It's going to be a Clear Fork throw-in right around the football 30-yard line. A little indecision of who's going to take it. It looks like Kendall's going to go. Let's see if she can put it in the box from here. It's a good, quick, long throw. Kind of caught. I think Dublin was expecting a long throw, but expecting a longer approach, and she just kind of turned and just threw it in there and gets a corner kick just based off a good throw-in.
It's going to be Cook handling this set piece. Great opportunity forming right here for Clear Fork. Try to match the 2 goals from Richardson and Graham.
Yeah, getting one back here is huge.
And the lefty spinning it back towards the net. Just poked out by the keeper, and nobody available there for the ricochet with Clear Fork.
Yeah, the keeper does well, because if she doesn't touch it, the Clear Fork had the back post covered, and so she just does well just to get some tips on it and just get that ball out of the way there. And Dublin knows a way to, not only do they clear the ball, they've kept possession, and then now they're getting in the attacking area again.
This ball sent out wide by Graham. Was expecting the pass right back, but great defense played there by Belcher. Still carrying.
The Clear Fork just looks to be a little bit different right now. Sometimes those goals can just kind of shift momentum and shift your mindset a little bit. They've been attacking so well early, and now just struggling to kind of complete that pass to keep possession going in the next area there.
Certainly anytime you give up 2 goals in less than 30 seconds, it can be a little bit demoralizing. So for Clear Fork, I think it could be, real key, Jesse, even to just get a nice shot attempt here in the last 4 minutes.
There's been some confusion here with the referees. He spotted at the 30. She brought it back to the 50 if we're using the football lines here. I didn't know what he called to begin with. There's a little bit of contact there, but it certainly was on the other referee's side of the field. So Clear Fork is going to have a free kick right around midfield.
Yeah, just playing it short to Perry. Now a nice little give and go. Wines sends it down here the near sideline. We'll see what Belcher can do with it. Certainly drawing a crowd as Fullerton came over for the defense and ends up in a goal kick opportunity.
And Fullerton covered that nicely because it was a good build-up for Clear Fork, a little bit of an overlapping run, get some space going forward, and Fullerton just slides out, covers it, and gives a goal kick back to Dublin.
So the Colts making what's probably the last substitution for them of the half. 3 new players back on the field with Bluba And Davison getting back into the fold. And nearly disaster there. I thought Windsor was going to have a shot at it. Still working for it, but man, look at all the white jerseys crowding around number 6. No opportunity that time.
Yeah, you're right. The inability to clear the ball for Dublin almost proved to be costly there. Gave it right to Windsor at the top of the box, but they did swarm her after they gave it away and kind of won it back.
Scioto still unable to clear. Lady Colt's midfielders pressing forward, trying to get it to Windsor.
I think Windsor made a little bit of a late break on the ball there. Whether it's the heat or by design, she's pretty much staying right in the middle of the field right now. I think you just got to be a little more active to get the ball to your feet. When she's getting the ball, good things are developing because of it, but I think your positioning and your efforts got to be a little bit more to get the ball when that's the style.
Colt's able to clear there. Shut down the Scioto attack as we're down to 2 minutes remaining in the opening half. And if you're just joining us, this was a scoreless affair until the 7:45 mark. Richardson getting Scioto on the board, and then less than 30 seconds later, Graham coming through with the second goal, just riding that wave of momentum.
Yeah, Richardson with a great kind of just solo effort on the goal, and then does well to set Graham in, and with a great through ball in the next play. And it's given Dublin some life. They look like a different team, but Clear Fork still getting some opportunities. Windsor cuts back into 3 players, but somehow still keeps it. She's offside. The referee doesn't see it.
Ooh, great tackle there.
I think so. I think you're right. I think she just kind of lunged in and got the ball. Luckily, because if you don't get the ball in that situation, it's going to be a PK. Still keeps it. She's offside. So I think everyone's disappointed with the referee now.
Ooh, great
was
tackle
clearly offside.
there.
His line, I think you're right. I think she definitely just kind of lunged in. It's tough out there, but he's a little farther back from the play there. And so when he's looking in, she doesn't appear to be offside, but certainly was. But then Dublin recovers nicely for a good tackle in the box, which is dangerous and difficult, but it was done correctly.
Just 40 seconds remains here in this opening half. So now everyone kind of pushing forward in the black uniforms, looking to make something happen here at the end. Wortman off the cross, deflected, and it actually hit the post, stays alive.
I think the referee's blown it. He called a corner. I think it hit the wheel is what it hit. The referee called a corner initially, had a quiet whistle. It sounds like. If you don't get the ball in that situation, it's going to be a chaotic moment. But I saw him signal right away with the referee now. Whether maybe he did not blow the whistle or he just didn't blow it loud enough, but he definitely signaled right away that it was a corner kick.
Oh, and a dangerous one. Unbelievable finish here.
Maybe he did not blow the whistle or
style up this replay for you real quick. You see that Clear Fork has to rush out there just to get it off. Oh, great header from Blue Ball, but just right place, right time for the defender in the corner to make the save, Jesse.
Absolutely. Melody Blue Ball, right place, just to flick it on. She didn't really have a great look at the goal, but flicks it on, just puts it in a dangerous area. That's kind of been the first half for the Colts of a lot of near goal-scoring opportunities, but no goals to show because of it.
So that'll take us to the end of the first half. Right now, it's 2-0 in favor of Dublin Scioto.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says, thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
It's halftime here in the Valley, where after 40 minutes of action, we have got a 2-0 advantage for Dublin Scioto over the Lady Colts of Clear Fork as we dive into the first half stats. Brian Skronsky, Jesse Ryder breaking some things down for you. Clear Fork looks solid in their counterattack, especially. They were able to get it into some dangerous positions, attacking with their star player in the attack in Kendall Windsor. She was just a bit off with a couple of her attempts, Jesse, and then on the other side, the difference is that Richardson and Graham, when they had their 2 opportunities, Richardson a little bit more one-on-one based, big shot from the outside, but they were able to capitalize, whereas Clear Fork with their opportunities just came up a bit short.
Yeah, when you look at the style of play and kind of the quality of chances created, for the first 30 minutes, I think Clear Fork was creating the more or higher quality chances and just had not capitalized on any of those. In the last 10, I think Dublin Scioto definitely created more chances and more quality chances and then capitalized on 2 of those. That's really the difference of the game right now, is Clear Fork probably has had more dangerous opportunities but just been close and not got the goal a couple times. I think that last play of the half really kind of summed up the half for Clear Fork, where good positioning, good build-up, good opportunity, but no goals to show for it.
That's a great point. And then even in those closing seconds, that header that was so close, it was on the money, right in the corner where you want it to be, but the defender steps up, makes the right play for the Irish, keeps the clean slate for their keeper, filling in today Whitney Dunlap for the injured Maddie Johnson. So things have gone pretty well here in this first half for Dublin Scioto, capitalizing on those 2 big-time goals. So moving forward into the second half, I don't think that either side really needs to change anything. It was a very well-played match. Just, you know, the name of the game is execution, capitalization, Jesse, where, like we just said, Irish was able to take advantage a couple times. Clear Fork, not so much so far.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. It's just going to be that finishing in the final third. For the first part of the first half of the first half, Dublin Scioto struggled to get the ball into the final attacking third area with a good build-up, where Clear Fork seemingly was getting in about every 8 to 10 minutes, but they just did not get a goal. And so it's really going to be, can you connect that final piece of that puzzle and be able to finish your chances there? Clear Fork with a couple near chances, a couple wide. Keeper makes a good save. Kind of a chaotic play in front of the goal. The ball was already out. They didn't hear the whistle. The goal was brought back. And then that final corner kick in there where the ball is just kind of around the goal. But you got to put it in the back of the net. They have the chances. They will have more chances. But you just got to finish those chances to really make this game competitive again.
That is the name of the game. Still 40 minutes remain as well. We'll step away one more time. We'll be back. Second half action on the way from the Colt Corral.
Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Beautiful afternoon here in the fabulous Clear Fork Valley. Second half action of soccer on the way, live and free exclusively on the OH Report. I am Brian Skronsky, joined by Jesse Ryder this afternoon for a great showcase between a couple of top contenders in the state. Clear Fork, one of the better teams that we have here in the greater Mansfield area, and then from down in the Columbus area, Dublin Scioto coming up, giving them a good look. Right now, they have got a 2-0 lead after 40 minutes of action. Both of those coming in a quick flurry at the 7:45 and 7:15 mark from Richardson and Graham is where we've gotten to this point here in the contest. So for Clear Fork, can they find some more quality opportunities like they were able to create in the first half? They certainly had their chances. They had their looks, just did not pinpoint one into the back of the net just yet. That's going to be the question for these Lady Colts that struggled so mightily to score last season. Looked like it was going to be a totally different style of team this year with 5 goals in their opener and then just one against Madison a couple of nights ago, being held scoreless so far. Let's see what type of offense Clear Fork can come up with here in the second half.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is just going to be, can you be consistent in generating a good attacking opportunity? You know, that's the kind of play where you start with the kickoff, you 2 passes, and you gave the ball away. That's frustrating to watch as a coach. It's going to be, can you continue to create those opportunities and then, find the rhythm to score the goal? Right now, the first half, they were creating good opportunities. They had several good opportunities to score. I think you just got to kind of keep creating, keep going for the next opportunity, and look to finish. But I think you just be careful you don't get into like panic mode and you try and put the ball long or overhit it or over anything. You just keep doing what's been working and just get the composure to finish in front of the goal.
I think what bodes well for that happening is the fact that there are so many different players getting into the action, Jesse, so you don't really have that much time out there if you're playing for Clear Fork to overexert yourself, because if you're playing as hard as you can, that you're going to get that sub. It's going to come in. So I'm expecting Clear Fork to look a little bit better in terms of their scoring opportunities here in the second half. Definitely don't think they're outmatched in this competition. It has been fairly even so far.
Yeah, I would say you're right. Even in competition in talent level, I think the key has been the giveaways. Where do you give the ball away at? And then can the other team take opportunity to do something with it? And Dublin Scioto certainly has done so in the first half.
Wortman there is going to earn a corner kick for Clear Fork, and we know that they're dangerous off of these set pieces. So a good chance here for the Colts in the opening 2 minutes here of half number 2.
Yeah, into the first half of the corner and just about starts the second half of the corner. First half was very close to scoring. Oh, the ball is right, but there's nobody there. That's a well-placed ball.
Lebacki stepping up, keeping the ball alive here on the attack for Clear Fork. And that was a tough decision there to try to get it to Cook. And this one just sails over top from Melody Bluebaugh. Not a bad look, though.
Yeah, good positioning. Just
and that
the
was
technique
a tough decision there to try to get it to
just kind of poke at him. So she just puts it high above the
just
goal there.
sails over top.
Positioning was good. The work was good to get it. I just think you can go ahead and strike through the ball and look to follow forward rather than follow up, and gives yourself a good opportunity. You can see the pressure that Clear Fork's applying defensively is high right now. And I think they're going to, with the numbers that they have, that's going to allow them to do that throughout the game of just keeping high pressure on the ball. What a wind-up for a throw, and sometimes you see that called back just because of where that ball was released from. But if they can just continue to press high and not give Dublin time on the ball and force them into quick touches or poor passes and look to create some turnovers there, I think that's key. Certainly exert a lot more effort, but Clear Fork's got the numbers to do that, I think, throughout the game.
Got Perry and Swank playing back, just one up top in Keetle for Scioto, though they're starting to get some numbers pressing forward now.
That ball was slotted nicely by Richardson there. That's a great ball in, just not connected on the other side, but that was just the right placement of the ball. The pace was slow enough that you just think they're going to get it, but her positioning on the ball was great.
Richardson's had a fabulous game so far. Good job of distributing and helping maintain possession a lot in the midfield.
Certainly that playmaker type mentality, the ability to go one-on-one against defenders, and her vision to find that, what we talked about, that difficulty, the final pass for them early on, has really become an asset for them over the past 20 minutes or so.
Kylie Davidson trying to work it down the line. She's got Wortman. Now Lebacki switching fields. Turns it over, though. Scioto on the attack. Irish looking to build some numbers, but that one mismeasured as they played it out wide.
The blue ball was trying to make a run out wide there, and Lebacki played it to where she was. I think both players can make a play that they were doing the right thing, but there's just no communication, so it ended up being a turnover. But now Clear, referee was a little slow for that whistle there. Clear Fork goes on a breakaway the other way, but the referees brought it back. It's going to be a free kick for Dublin right around midfield.
Tough break there for Trinity Cook. It would have been just a 1-on-2, but I could tell she was kind of salivating at the opportunity to get it with space heading towards the net. The Irish again give it away. We saw them maintain possession for about 60% of that first half.
One of the things that I did not see a lot against Worcester, and obviously not seeing the Madison game, is there's a physicality that Dublin Scioto has that Clear Fork maybe has not experienced that, especially from Fullerton in the back. I mean, she is just, her positioning is right, and she's not easy to get around. She's not going to just kind of get out of your way. She's actually going to make sure that you know that she's there, and it's just created some problems for them to go forward. We'll see how they can adjust to that. Good ball again by Richardson.
Off the cross, deflected, still up for grabs, and now Anders comes over. She's going to handle and took a little shove. Looks like a verbal warning being given to Fullerton, who was up on the attack, and you were just talking about her. She's a pretty physical beast out there. Even letting the keeper know that she's out.
Yeah, they're sisters. It's the two Fullerton sisters, one at each end of the field. There are some physical players. That's probably a card in my book there. I mean, keeper clearly had it. She had it in her hands, and then Fullerton just comes in late and from behind. And the referee, I thought he blew the whistle, but it turned into that she punted it away. So maybe just trying to reward the keeper for that. I don't know, but no call. I think it definitely warranted a call and a warning, and he kind of went without the. That's a good bit of skill there on the outside. But it's that kind of physicality I think Clear Fork probably has not seen yet this year, of just kind of getting moved off the ball a little bit. Nothing's coming just super easy. So just composure. You're going to find some space because of that, and there's a good build up there to find Davidson on the wing.
Kylie sends one in, but Windsor kind of just chased off of it as Madison Fullerton, the defender, able to just keep her away just enough.
Yeah, just her positioning is great. She's tough to get around because of her positioning, and then her physicality just makes it that much more difficult. So their positioning was great, and then she just does not make it easy for Windsor.
Lady Colts setting up for their first substitution here of the second half. Going to get our first look at Schaefer, Lamp, and, well, just more bodies just keep walking over to the flag here. Certainly looks like this is going to continue to be the strategy for Coach Bechtel. Lots of substitutions. Caudill also coming into the game.
Yeah, Blue Balls had some good minutes as the freshman in there and being able to contribute, and probably 2 near goal scoring opportunities. But at this point, you can't settle for near. You got to get the goals to tie this game up here. And Clear Fork generating opportunities, they just have not been able to finish yet.
And now with Windsor coming out of the game, who's going to step up and be that real offensive force that you're looking for when you have opportunities in the attacking third? We'll find out. Looks like right now up top is Lily Wortman.
Yeah, and I think she's got to get some more touches on the ball, because I think she's a threat to go forward, good speed, ability to finish. So I think she's got to figure out a way to get some more touches on the ball in the attacking area. Looks like maybe playing as kind of a left wing right now, but has not had a ton of touches on the ball. Baki, I think, they did bring it back there. There's a little bit of contact, obviously. 2 good players battling in the middle. I thought they were going to let them play, and then the referees brought it back, much to the chagrin of the Colt faithful here in the stadium.
Kiara, I think, sold it pretty well, too. Went flying about a couple of yards from that contact into her back. And that's what players are coached. I know that a lot of fans, and certainly casual fans, hate it. They call them floppers, but nah, that's the name of the game. If you can get the whistle for taking a dive, it is certainly worth it.
Yeah, and certainly if you can keep possession through it. I mean, you don't want to just fall to the ground every time. Oh, it's a bad giveaway for Clear Fork there. But you want to work to keep possession of the ball. And sometimes, if you get tripped a little bit, which doesn't seem like a bad foul, but it's enough to make you lose the ball, that's a foul. And that's a part that, the casual fan sometimes disagrees with if it's against their team.
Keto with the header into the box. No problem there for Renee Anders. As Clear Fork trying to work it upfield. Looks like a bit more of a defensive lineup right now than what they started the second half.
It's a good bit of skill on the outside there from Dublin. She's going to be in at the box here as well. Another cut to her left. Ooh, it's a big tackle. It's a late tackle by Dublin. She kind of lunged at her. I don't think she needed to go down. Good tackle by Clear Fork. But it's going to be a Dublin throw, and good bit of skill there on the outside as well, just to take him on one-on-one. Thought she could have probably shot the ball as she turned back in, and I think wanted to get just a little bit closer.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. That was Devin Keatle making that entire run for the Lady Irish.
Yeah, the confidence at Dublin's a little bit higher than I think when we started the game. I think they feel they can go at players one-on-one and try and create just based on foot skill and playing with their head up a little bit.
Sometimes finding the back of the net, it'll spark that little extra emphasis that you need in terms of your confidence, and they were able to do it twice in that first half. So right now, sitting pretty, looking good, 2-0 advantage, and I think you're right. It feels like here in the second half that the Irish are the team that coming out looking a little bit more inspired and certainly more confident.
Yeah, and Clear Fork is kind of struggling to clear the ball defensively. They're trying to keep possession, which is fine until nothing else is on, and then you find yourself giving the ball away and not in a great situation. And so I think you really got to pick your head up and see if you can switch out of that place there, either playing it back and out the other way or just even putting it up and wide. Give yourself, just stretch the field a little bit. They had so many players. Referee's blown play dead. I did not see anything that happened.
Yeah, I didn't catch anything either. I can whip up a quick replay here. No players, at least in frame for us, were having any type of contact going on.
Well, even the spotting of the foul was even with the ball necessarily. So I don't know. He saw something's brought it back. It's Clear Fork free kick, and Clear Fork's kind of in that same struggle they've been in of just not able to get out of their own space. The vision of Richardson is really fun to watch. She just plays with her head up. She's looking for the space and the gaps and just keeps finding the right place. Good flick there by Cook.
I'd like to see Cook get involved a little bit more in the attack. I feel like she's kind of deferred to some of her teammates here so far today and not tried to do some of the one-on-one stuff that I think she's capable of.
And it took Zoe McHugh to kind of turn the ball to the middle to get out of that space. Clear Fork had 6 or 7 players just in one little pocket of the field, working hard to keep possession, but just couldn't find their space and gap. Another good ball by Richardson. Graham going to give chase, but I think Renee's going to come away with it.
Yeah, just at the edge of the 18. She had a nice beat on it. But those two players in particular, Richardson and Graham, you can tell they've got good connectivity, understands what the other player's trying to do.
It's another bad giveaway by Clear Fork there. Both central players were late making their runs in and caught Kylie a little bit out of surprise. I think she expected a wide player to be wide, and nobody was there when she picked her head up, and then they just kind of lost it in the middle again.
Just about 13 minutes milked off the clock here in the second half. Really no great looking shot attempts here in half number 2 to this point.
Yeah, Clear Fork has really shrunk the field offensively and just kind of played compact and played near the ball. I think they found the width of the space earlier in the first half and have not really gone back to that in the second half. Oh, the referee, I think. Not sure what he's calling here. Looks like he switched it to a goal kick. I thought it was clearly a corner kick for Clear Fork, but it looks like it's going to be a goal kick for Dublin coming out of the back, which allows the subs to get in, but I'm pretty sure that was off Dublin on the end line.
It is a bit more of an offensive-minded group back out onto the field with Argenio, Windsor up top right now for the Colts, and here is Kendall looking to make a turn, and yeah, I think that's certainly worthy of a foul right there. Got hit low and lost her footing.
Yeah, I think the first girl steps in and maybe wins the ball. The second girl does not and makes contact, and I think that's the right call. It's going to be a Clear Fork free kick. It's about 25 yards away. Oh, she's going to – referee does not want to spot the ball. She's just going to kind of wave him somewhere. Okay.
Lady Colts got Alyssa Swank. Going to handle this one. 3-girl wall. It's chipped up over the top, but way too tall.
Yeah, definitely mishit. That was not the ball she wanted or the way she wanted it in there, and does not hit it cleanly. Kind of hit. I think she hits the ground first and just kind of swings through and ends up chipping at the ball. That's not the play you want from the position there.
Keeper plays it tight here, does Dunlap. So it's going to create an opportunity for Clear Fork. Nice pass. Just mismeasured there. Probably about a foot too far for Argenio.
Yeah, I like the play of McHugh there. I like the build-up. I think Windsor's sitting in the middle, and once the ball at her feet, you know, that play catches it by surprise, and I like the creativity there, but I think there's another play that's a little simpler, and you keep the ball and get a goal-scoring opportunity. Good build-up, though. Clear Fork's press created that turnover, allowed them to win the ball back.
And it does seem with the new substitution, the Clear Fork looking to move up a little bit more, just keeping a couple of defenders back. Of course, you got to keep an eye on some of the skilled players for Scioto, but looks like Clear Fork trying to be a little bit more offensive-minded right now.
Yeah, Clear Fork's worst thing right now is just going to be the giveaways. If you keep giving the ball away, you're going to be susceptible in the counterattack. And so when you lose the ball in the middle of the field, Clear Fork's going to have players up and attacking. And that's when Dublin, I think, is really, especially if Richardson gets the ball, she picks her head up, she looks for that space forward and is making the right play in every time. So it's going to be just, can you keep possession and can your possession lead to a good goal-scoring opportunity? And then at this point of the game, those opportunities need to lead to goals.
Sure. More wholesale substitutions here in the midfield for Clear Fork. Swapping out 4 new players. Good challenge there by Perry to eliminate that connecting pass for Scioto moving forward. Now if that deflection, Windsor locks up in a battle.
Dublin is not afraid of contact. I mean, they're working hard just to make every time you touch the ball that you have to turn away from pressure and turn away from contact there. You see Clear Fork probably not quite used to that sort of physicality quite yet in the season.
Good struggle for the ball out on the far side. Players going toe-to-toe, just working hard to try to maintain possession, and Clear Fork looking to slow down the Irish on that far side as get some subs. Cook back onto the field here for the Lady Colts. And Natalie Beasley, senior defender, on for the Irish.
As Kiara Richardson comes away with the ball, just kind of forces a shot there. Renee's going quick out the other way. See if Blue Ball's able to keep possession. She kind of puts it into space, but not a great ball in. It's going to be a Dublin throw-in. It's that sort of quick play, I think, where we talk about the chemistry where not everyone's on the same page for Clear Fork. There's definitely talented players out there, but it's that kind of giveaway where I think you think one player's going to play it to your feet, she thinks she's going to play into space, and it ends up going out of bounds. And that's the sort of chemistry that it's early in the season, and you want to grow out of that, but it's been tough. Those tough giveaways to allow Dublin to kind of reset, get back in a good position, and then to get in the attack as well. It's kind of hurt Clear Fork.
What would you say, Jesse, about the potential of making so many substitutions allows you to not get into a full flow when you're only getting about 4 minutes out there? You think that can have an impact?
I certainly can, because I do think there is a part of it where some of your smarter players are looking for just nuances to the game of where to attack or what player does something well or doesn't do something well. And so your smarter players are looking for those opportunities. So you have to be really in tune on the bench to be able to do that. And even at a high school level, I think that's kind of a difficult read when you're watching teammates and you're trying to get hydrated and you want to get back in the game. There's a lot of mental parts to the game. And I think when you're playing, you can kind of figure out tendencies, strengths, and weaknesses and develop in that. And so I do think that there are certainly pros and cons to having the numbers that Clear Fork does and then be able to play that many. I think that would be a con. The pro is that you're gonna be fresh for 80 minutes in every position on the field. And so when you play a team like maybe Worcester, who has a limited amount of players, you just eventually start wearing them down. You get goals just because of your positioning and your work.
Anders chased off of the net there. And that one going to trickle over the end line. Chauffeured there by Davison. Watch it every inch of the way.
Yeah, she must have clearly saw the touch. From me, I wasn't sure who hit it last, but she must have clearly saw the touch off the Dublin striker there to let the ball roll like that.
At least put that thought in the mind of the referee, too, that she was that confident.
Yeah, right. Body language goes a long way.
Little two-man game here, and not much pepper behind that shot from distance.
Yeah, from a player who's done well to kind of break down defenders one-on-one and with a pass, that's probably not the play you expected, kind of just a little bit of a chip shot type approach there, and right into Renee Anders' big punt. Melody misplays it a little bit, but it's going to keep going Clear Fork's way, but she also misplays it. So it's time for a water break here, 20 minutes into the second half. Both teams going to head to the sideline to get some quick drinks.
Water break sounds fantastic. We're going to take one ourselves, and we'll be right back with the second half of your second half.
I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says, thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
And we are back at the Colt Corral, where right now Clear Fork is still scoreless on the afternoon, looking to dig themselves out of a 2-0 hole that they're into Dublin Scioto. Brian Skronsky and Jesse Ryder with you here on the call from the Valley. And a good opportunity here with a deep throw-in from Windsor that's going to lead to the 4th corner kick of the match for Clear Fork, and they've been successful at least playing the ball into the right places off of these, so we'll see if they can do it one more time.
Yeah, it's been kind of the theme of the game for Clear Fork so far as near goal-scoring opportunities. Good corner kicks so far, good opportunities, just no goal to show for it yet. At this point in the game, you're going to need one soon. Hits the sidebar there. It's going to be a goal kick for Dublin. The play looked good. I think Kendall Windsor kind of found some space right in front of the keeper, so if the execution of the ball is okay, then it's a good look. But again, just near goal-scoring opportunities is kind of the name of the game for Clear Fork right now. Good pressure by Blue Ball. Good ball by Blue Ball.
Yeah, the freshman doing some nice things. Windsor coming in. Went head-to-head with the defender there, Emily Wilson. Ended up taking a tumble to the ground.
Dublin in no hurry to take the goal kick here, just letting some seconds tick off the clock.
Now Scioto with the turn, looking to flip the field, get back on the offensive attack. But Clear Fork's done a really nice job of pressuring here of late, winning a lot of the battles in the midfield and keeping possession and giving their forwards some opportunities to at least get some decent looks at running towards the net.
Yeah, neither team has really had a great looking opportunity in the second half here. The first half was full, probably 3 or 4 for Clear Fork and obviously 2 for Dublin. But in the second half, we've not seen a lot of kind of great opportunities for either team to score. That ball's going to be put right into Renee. Let's see if they can keep possession out of the back now. They've struggled to kind of break this defensive third with a little bit of pressure here. She resorts to a quick punt that's going to be right around midfield and looks like out of bounds. Yep.
Yeah, Blue Ball about a half step too late there, trying to keep that into the field of play. And even though we haven't seen great looks on net from either side here in the second half, the great thing about the beautiful game, Jesse, is it just takes one opportunity and it can totally change your fortunes, like we saw in that first half where Scioto kind of was allowing Clear Fork to get on the move for a little bit. They got a half-looking breakaway, was able to score off of it. Boom. A little bit of momentum. They get a second one. So for either team here, that's really all it takes is just to get one clean look, capitalize, and then, hey, everything can start moving in your favor. That pendulum can swing.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. You know, it's funny what a goal can do to kind of change the game around here. For Clear Fork, you got to be careful you don't get into panic mode where you start kicking the ball away. I think what's worked for them well is controlling the ball, kind of getting a pass out of the area of possession they're in and then looking to get the other side of the field. That's where a lot of the space has been. It's where it kind of allows them to attack in that space. So I think that play, you've got to turn out of pressure there. It's going to end up being kind of kicked away to Dublin, who's somehow has kept the ball right through the legs of Melody Blue Ball.
Yeah, worked out well for the Lady Irish. Just weren't able to connect with their midfield, and Abdelanor there just went right over the top of her head. So it's back over to the Lady Colts, trying to press forward here on the far side. But the connecting pass just not there right now from the midfield.
Yeah, Windsor's really having to work for her touches right now. She's going to kind of have to get off that center defender a little bit and check to the ball and kind of just get to the ball to her feet, and then she'll have the space and time to turn. But I think they're just playing her tight before she gets the ball. Let's see for a long throw in here from Kendall Windsor on the outside. See if she can put the ball in the box, but not only that, can Clear Fork get the first touch to kind of keep things going. Not been overly aggressive with this long throw, and she's been able to put in the dangerous areas. They're just not connecting on the other end of it.
She's got Cook locked up there. She wasn't able to do anything with it. And this one, wow! Just missed the mark from Zoe McHugh. That was inches away from finding the back.
I think that caught everyone by surprise there. She kind of lunged at the ball. It wasn't even a clean, necessarily shot attempt, but she lunged at it. The idea was right. The execution was near, of course. And they kind of caught the keeper by surprise, hits the post, and keeper is saved by the post.
That one played forward, hoping that Abdelnor would be able to make a run at it, but not so much. And now a battle for possession in the midfield.
Don't think that's the style Clear Fork wants to get into, just trying to hit the ball as hard as they can. They've done well to kind of keep possession and build up through the play there. McHugh has done a nice job in the middle, coming off the bench and been able to keep possession a couple times. A near goal scoring opportunity after the last play.
Here she is again, running into space now. And that one just cracked out by Tamia Graham.
Yeah, Tamia Graham listed as a forward. I've seen a lot of time at the outside back here in the second half. And plays that one nicely to not give up a goal scoring opportunity. Just will give up the long throw to Kendall Windsor, who puts it in the box again. Flicked into Dublin, back to Windsor. And Dublin is content to clear it out, but I think that's going to be a corner kick for Clear Fork. So we've seen these near opportunities. It's been the theme of the match so far for Clear Fork. They're just going to need a goal to really kind of tighten this game up a little bit.
Yeah, close but no reward.
Absolutely.
So many times for Clear Fork. You know these girls would just love to tack one on here. Get those smiles and hugs flowing as that one's played well. And again, they had opportunities there. Windsor, Cook on the near post, and then even had some bodies charging on the back, but just a fraction off.
Yeah, Windsor was right there. Kind of, I think, was maybe shielded off from where the ball was. It makes a late turn on the ball, and it just gets by her. And then nobody on that back post, and it's going to be, again, a Dublin goal kick.
A couple key players checking out right now for Scioto, so we'll see if Clear Fork is able to take advantage over the next couple of minutes. Do well to win the possession off of the goal kick.
They keep going back to this long throw. They've not really generated a lot of offense from it, and also pulls Kendall Windsor out of the middle. So you have to think there's something that they see that they think they can. You know, Cook has done well to be in. She's definitely there in the right area. They're just not coming away with the ball afterwards.
McHugh rifles one in low. Now can Scioto get it out of their side of the field? I mean, Clear Fork has really dominated time of possession here lately.
Yeah, the ball was just kind of pinging around there and looking for someone to settle it down and kind of keep it, and that's what Clear Fork was able to do, except for that final pass. Now Kiara Richardson settled the ball down, and it's played away by Dublin again.
Played back to the keeper.
Nobody able to maintain possession for more than about 2 passes right now. And as I say that, the Irish look like they got something building, but on cue, you know, kind of losing control of it.
Yeah, the execution for both teams has been a little poor here in the second half. Could certainly be fatigue and heat setting in. And I think the vision is right. You look at what they're trying to do. Just the execution of the pass into the tight areas has not been great from either team, especially in the second half.
McHugh wasn't able to fully get behind that one and get it to Annis. So now the Colts defense doing their thing. Nice job. Now they've got Cook on the move. She's just going to play it out into space. Windsor trying to catch up.
Well, you think you're bailed out by a bad pass there by the speed of Windsor. There's no need for Cook to play the ball right away. The pressure had left her. There was room for her to, you know, take a touch or two and to put a better ball into that space. I just think sometimes fatigue and just the intensity to go forward quickly can sometimes get to you as a player, and I think we saw that there. Good skill by Richardson. It's going to be a Clear Fork throw in there, and they're going to bring in a whole new team with just about 6 players checking in.
Wow. So it looks like they're getting out Windsor, Caudill checking out. Well, 6 different girls. So obviously the girls that they're just checking out probably going to get back in for about the last 5-6 minutes and just say, hey, we got to go full throttle everything that you got.
I'm trying to recall if I've ever had a team at this level that had the depth where you would sub in 6 in a close game at ooh, 2 bad touches there. Richardson with a dangerous ball into the box. Clear Fork struggling to clear it out. What's this? He's called it against Dublin. I thought she got held. I thought for a second it was either a really soft penalty kick going against Clear Fork or it's a soft free kick going against Clear Fork. I thought the contact was from Clear Fork to Dublin. I thought she grabbed her a little bit, but the referee maybe saw something that I did not or could not from my angle.
Well, from watching the replay, it does look like Keatle kind of was getting grabbed by the Clear Fork player.
Yeah, that was the contact that I saw, which is not a lot for a penalty kick, but I missed something there that allowed he did not.
Getting closer to 8 minutes just remaining here in this match. So for Clear Fork, you know, starting to get into that danger time where you don't want to panic, but you certainly want to start getting a little bit more aggressive offensively. Start feeling in your loins like, hey, like it's go time.
Absolutely. I think you got to find the right play to set yourself up. So you just can't hit the ball hard every time. You just can't hit it away every time. You've got to be able to just kind of, you know, hold your touch. Oh, thought the one that might have been a foul. Oh, I'm just not on the same page with the referees today. There's good play by Labaki, and Wertman plays it into the middle, but not really to anyone. And that's the play that's tough where, oh.
Wow, big collision there.
Yeah, she took a hard shot, I think, right to the head. She went down kind of in a heap as well. It's not good. And the coach is showing some frustration with the officials there. The officials a little late to check on her. Kind of a mess there. Definitely took a hard contact, I think, kind of sandwiched between the 2 Clear Fork players, and I think probably to the head as well, for looking from where the contact might have happened and how she fell. Training staff's coming out to help take a look here.
While they attend to the injured player, we will take a quick commercial timeout. We'll be back for the final 7 minutes and change here in the Clear Fork Valley.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says, thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
When last pictured, you saw a big collision in the middle of the field between Sammy Norrod and Morgan Schaefer that led to Norrod. Ended up down on the field, but trainers came out, were able to get her up, and she was able to walk off. Looked like she's going to be just fine, Jesse.
Yeah, a little bit of a development while we were away. The coach certainly was upset, I think, at the officials, how that was handled there with the injury and the collision as well, and was given a red card, and he is leaving the stadium now as well. He's walking off over there. So he had said, he motioned a couple times to the officials about the way it was handled, and I'm guessing something was said, and he was sent away. He's just kind of hanging out in the corner. You can see him over there by the gate near
not fully leaving.
Not fully, which if you're not careful, if that's called upon, that might put him in some bigger trouble than where he's at currently.
Well, while I don't know the exact language that was used, if you're a player, you appreciate your coach sticking up for you and suggesting, hey, my girl was in a dangerous position. Maybe act a little bit more accordingly. So I understand both sides, that just a coach sticking up for his players and then a referee sticking up for himself. Like, buddy, that's fine, but you can't talk to me the way that you just did.
Yeah, I think my guess is what the coach was wanting was that there was nobody checking on the players. They just kind of blew the whistle, stopped, and she was down with an apparent head injury, and the referees did not make any motion to bring on the coaches or the training staff, and I think he was just a little upset with that, and then perhaps did not articulate that in the most polite manner, would be my guess, after being shown a red card. So he has exited the sidelines, at least, not necessarily the stadium.
Yeah, just hanging out on the track.
I honestly don't know the high school red card rules, if you have to leave the venue or just leave the sideline. I'll have to check the rule book. I'll let you know next time we're together.
Well, this is the first time on a broadcast that I've been a part of that we've seen a red card for a coach, so this is new for me.
There's no graphic for it.
Don't have anything pre-built for this one.
The Dublin coach rejected it. It'd be fun if it was like a very fun and vibrant thing. It's clearly
definitely little dance
sound
music
effects,
to go along.
It's completely inappropriate, but that's all right.
We'll save the confetti graphics for something else. I'm sure Clear Fork would love to have it for a goal right here. Got some numbers moving forward.
The distribution was a little late. The idea was okay. Clear Fork has just been a little sloppy in the second half for a team that normally executes so well and has done well to find the gaps in the space. The second half has not done them any favors in that regard.
Late whistle is going to favor Clear Fork, so it looks like they're going to set up from the football, maybe 35-yard line. It's going to be my guess. So, push back.
And this is what the coach is talking about. There's no official to spot the foul. The players are left to their own guys, so Dublin kicked it where they thought it was, Clear Fork where they thought it was, and the referees have kind of left it. It's that sort of plays. And the referee is going to stop the clock again. I'm not sure. She's showing a card.
And it appears to be going against Rachel Fullerton, who is walking off the field. Of course, once you get a card, that is the rule. I don't know what happened, though.
Yeah, I like to think I can see the fouls. I missed the initial foul, and then once the ball was played, I don't know if there was some extra contact or something was said. I don't think he can sub on another team's yellow card either. This is kind of been out of here a little bit. Allows Clear Fork to get Kendall Windsor back in the game. Yeah, I missed the initial foul. I missed whether it was contact or verbal. I missed the whistle to restart play. It's a little bit of everything going on right now, but not Clear Fork goals yet.
That one drove in low, just not a lot of venom behind it from Davison, not able to shoot it past the keeper, as Dunlap all over that one, as she's been all afternoon. Had a great day, hasn't had to make any spectacular saves, but when she's been called upon, she's 4 for 4 so far in my stat keeping.
Yeah, you're right. She hasn't had to make top quality saves because Clear Fork just kind of put them high or wide on most of their good-looking attempts. But when she's in the right place at the right time, she did make a good break on the ball early to kind of prevent that one-on-one with Windsor. You know,
Sure.
Made contact early on to not let Windsor get too deep in the box. Just done everything she's needed to do to keep the shutout.
Just 3.5 minutes away from doing that with her first start of what's probably going to be quite a few here on the season, with Maddie Johnson wearing a boot here, the stud sophomore keeper for them. And sometimes that's all it takes, and it's unfortunate that it would be an injury that would lead to you getting on the field. But if you can perform and perform well, like Dunlap has, the junior, you know, sometimes you get to keep that job.
Yeah, the interesting part would be, you know, if one of these other keepers can play on the field, is that an extra asset, you know, that maybe you realize through an injury that, you know, if Dunlap can play consistently in goal, does that allow Maddie to come out and play on the field, or vice versa? Or, you know, sometimes injuries are never wanted, but sometimes lead to unexpected results.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I don't remember if it was injury last year, but I remember for the boys' side, Ontario keeper Gage Weaver, he's a great keeper, but eventually they moved him out into the field, ended up being their leading goal scorer by a lot when he got his opportunity. So you never know where you're going to find a little spark on your team.
Clear Fork has just struggled to kind of really put the ball into attacking area from this position specifically, right in the middle of the field. They've just kind of continued to give the ball away, whether it's via throw-in or a poor touch or poor pass. And that's Wortman's able to get a touch on it, but Windsor's late to break to the ball, and Dublin's got it going the other way.
Yeah, it appears that fatigue kind of set in here in these last couple of minutes as well, just not moving quite as swiftly as some of these players were early in the contest. As a tie-up and whistle there goes against Miana Krentz. So we're going to lead to a free kick taken here by the Lady Colts from their own 40.
Again, just kind of given away pretty quickly. Not even one other touch on the ball. Kind of probably a frustrating afternoon for the Colts and the staff there. Well, that kind of sums up that play. You have options going forward, but it's played right at the one defender. It's 3-on-1 in the corner there. Played right at the one defender. And allows Dublin to not only win the ball, but they can switch the point of attack and get in the other way here.
Labaki ended up in a crowd, turns it over. But Blue Ball, the freshman, able to win it back at least momentarily, as possession going back and forth right now here in the closing seconds of the match, as we're now down to 1 minute to go.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a learning point for Windsor as I watch how and when and where she's receiving the ball. You know, the other night she was able, most of her touches were going towards the goal, and she was able to have the space going forward.
Yeah.
Tonight she's having to come back to the ball, and she's kind of just holding up a little bit or doesn't separate from that defender. When she touches the ball, good things can happen. I just think she's got to work a little bit harder in tighter spaces to be able to get the ball to her feet. And that's the ball they want, though. That through ball in, it's going to allow Windsor to turn the corner there. Tough angle. Good touch.
She got fouled.
Oh, the referee has given a penalty kick. I think the defender touched the ball away, and as she touched it, I think there's contact afterwards. We'll see on the replay. It's just good speed by Windsor to separate there. Now, what does she touch first? Yep.
I think that's a foul, Jesse.
Yeah, it looks like she might have. I thought the defender cleared the ball away first, but from that angle, it looks like she definitely comes through the leg and then touches the ball, which would, in fact, be a foul. So this could be a Clear Fork PK. 26 seconds left on the clock. Looks like, I can't tell who has it yet. Maybe Wortman.
It's going to be Cook.
Is it Cook? Okay, Trinity Cook on the ball here.
So she can at least make it interesting. Give a little shot in the arm here to Lady Colts and their fans here in the stands. And she's going to deliver, Jesse, so just like that, a one-score game, though. A little short on time.
Little short on time, under 30 seconds to go, but anything is possible. One goal does a lot of damage right now. But that's the ball we've not seen since early in the first half, to kind of just play it into that space behind the Dublin defenders and let Windsor run onto it. And that's where I think she excels at. When she gets the ball and she can run forward with it, that's when you see her speed and skill really shine. It's that ball when they're playing it to her feet around midfield that they've struggled to kind of figure out how to effectively do that.
So for Scioto, do you just kick this thing as hard as you can? And
oh, it's a great ball in the box. Renee's read it right. It's going to be out of bounds, though, and that's going to pretty much do it. I think 10 seconds left. Dublin's probably not going to take the throw in. No one's going to it, and what do you do then?
Well, they'll get there when they can, Jesse. Yeah. I think that's what Graham's saying. She's on her way. And she'll chuck it in. That is going to take us to the end of a well-played, evenly matched game here today. Clear Fork getting on the board late, though it was a great defensive effort throughout a lot of this second half for Dublin Scioto to be able to come here on the road and pick up a nice victory. We'll step away. When we come back, we'll have some final stats prepared for you folks and also set up an interview with our MVP of the game. We'll have to discuss internally and decide who it is, or weigh in on the comments section. Let me know, who do you think is worthy of being part of today's MVP conversation? That's on the other side of this break. Final score in the Clear Fork Valley in a girls soccer Saturday afternoon showcase. 2-1 Dublin Scioto coming away with the victory. Let's take a look at the final stats of the afternoon to paint the full picture for you. And it really was super even throughout the match, Jesse. I think both of these teams, you know, it was a good match for both to get a good look at a quality opponent. It was just the capitalization of key shot opportunities just favored a little bit more Dublin Scioto. They were able to put away 2. Clear Fork in the closing seconds, able to finally break on the board and get one with Trinity Cook.
Well, I think you're right. That really was the game. It was pretty even. I think both teams created some quality opportunities. It was just that Dublin was able to finish their quality opportunities, and that was really the difference of the game. I think the game was back and forth. Momentum's swung in a variety of ways, and then Clear Fork finally breaking down and getting a goal off a PK in the final 30 seconds of the game. I think for Clear Fork, there's some lessons you're going to learn here. One, you don't see an opponent like Dublin Scioto a lot. I mean, a big school, they've got a lot of just quality players all throughout the program. And I think their physicality, was different for Clear Fork. I don't think they've experienced that quite yet, especially for Kendall Winter in the middle there, to be able to kind of receive the ball with her back to the goal and then make some plays. And just kind of have that immediate pressure and immediate physical contact as soon as you receive the ball. I think once you can kind of play as a holding kind of striker there as well, that's really going to add another dimension to the Clear Fork attack. If you have the ability to put her in front, like how they got the PK, if they can put that ball into space and let her run onto it, I think they're going to score a lot of goals that way. They did that in the first half and got a few quality opportunities. She just didn't finish her chances. In the second half, we didn't see it till the final 30 seconds of the game. So I think it's figuring out what sort of play in the middle of the field allows that ball to be set up and played that gives you those goal-scoring opportunities. So I think there's a lot of learning for the Colts today. Obviously, you want to compete. You want to come away with a win. And sometimes you can learn a lesson and win, and sometimes you learn a lesson and you'll take the loss because of it.
It's actually now back-to-back losses for this Clear Fork team. Big expectations for them heading into the season. They had a phenomenal summer. They were very successful competing in some of the competitions that they had, and just not off to a great start here to the season, but they played some good-looking competition. Of course, Madison Lady Rams, defending state champions that they lost to a couple of nights ago, and then Dublin Scioto, Division I, way bigger school than they have out here in the Valley. So I don't think that there's really anything to be disappointed about if you're Clear Fork other than the results. You had opportunities, you weren't able to capitalize. However, you got to feel pretty good, I think, after the opening week. 3 good looks at 3 quality teams. Once they get into the MOAC play, Jesse, there's just not a lot for them out there with the exception of Ontario. So I think that they would rather play a Dublin Scioto and lose 2-1 than go smash a team like Galleon 7-0 and not get a ton out of it other than some smiles and some goals and some celebrations.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that you're going to learn lessons today that are going to help you against teams like Ontario when you get into the sectional and district tournaments. This sort of game prepares you for that. Their conference doesn't always lend itself that way, and so I think you're right. They've scheduled Dublin Scioto with the intent of getting better and playing bigger and better schools, and so they competed. They certainly had their chances. They were there. They created quality chances in the first half and some at the end of the second half. So you schedule a team like this with a purpose. You want to get better. You want to play bigger schools. You want to play against top athletes, and that's what you do. You get out here and you compete and you try and get those opportunities. Obviously, you want to beat those schools and compete in that level as well.
Sure.
But that doesn't always happen when you have a young program.
All right. That's going to wrap it up for our final stats. When we come back, we are going to be lined up with an MVP interview from the Clear Fork Lady Colts. We are going with defender Kylie Davidson. We'll have the senior up here in the box joining me and Jesse in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH.REPORT.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
We are here with senior MVP, your Frito-Lay MVP of the game, defender Kylie Davidson. Let's talk a little bit about the game today. What is your overall thought? You're kind of in and out of the game in terms of competing with the score. What was your view as you look back to the game? What's your thoughts about it?
It's definitely upsetting. We were hoping to bounce back after that Madison game. Took a tough loss there. We just can't get things in the back of the net. Second half, we were definitely more possessional, and we settled down a little bit, but we just need to go out there and play all 90 minutes and just play our game.
Yeah, what do you think? What turns this team around? Undoubtedly, there's a lot of talent on the team. What helps this team kind of turn the corner for the next week of soccer for you guys?
Well, we definitely have a lot of depth, so subbing a lot on hot games like this helps us a lot. We need this game as kind of a wake-up call, and we need to work on the things we didn't execute well in this game. Like, our offensive third definitely needs to be more connected up there, and we're playing too selfless right now, and normally we play too selfish. We just need to be taking those shots outside the 18. We all have really hard shots, and they're good placement.
Yeah. So obviously, your first three games, kind of a tough start to your schedule with Worcester, Madison, and a team like Dublin Scioto. For you guys, as you're kind of a young team, but you've also got some senior leadership. What are your goals and expectations for the season from this point going forward?
Well, we definitely want to keep our record at no more losses. We want to get out of our district, hopefully work more on our possessional. We're really hoping to get out of this district. We have a lot of seniors that want to just go as far as we possibly can. None of us want our season to be over any sooner than it needs to be. Yeah.
And you have an interesting team because you play about 18 players. You have kind of there's an older group, there's a bunch of seniors, but there's also a younger group as well. What is your role as a senior for the younger girls on the team?
We just need to make sure that they're going out there and not playing any minute like any minute could be their last. We've had a tough season with injuries. My sophomore year, we had about 6 starters get injured. We just want them to make the most of it because time really does fly. Like, it's no joke when people say that. So we want them to go out and do as best as they can and play for our seniors, and our seniors show them kind of what they should be doing the next seasons after we're gone.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate your leadership and how you're talking about your team here. We're here with Kylie Davidson, senior Frito-Lay MVP. Tough loss today. For you guys next week, do you know who you bounce back against? Do you know who you have yet?
River Valley.
River Valley. So we get a little conference play. Mm-hmm. What is the goal when you play River Valley? You get 2 tough losses, a lot of learning. What's the goal when you match up against a conference opponent now?
We definitely want to get out of the slump we're in. 2 games is enough of a slump for us. We're trying to put as many in the back of the net we can. We need that confidence boost right now.
Excellent. Hey, great job today. Great game.
Thank you.
Clear Fork on the losing end, though, 2-1 to Dublin Scioto. We'll be right back to wrap things up after this.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Final score once again here from the Clear Fork Valley. It is the Lady Colts defeated today for the second straight time on the season as the Irish come away with a big victory. They remain undefeated on the young season. Brian Skronsky, Jesse Ryder with you. Coach, I'm going to turn it over to you, give you the last word. Let the folks know, what did we all witness here today? Where do both of these teams, in your opinion, go from here?
I think for Clear Fork, the word for them is consistency. I think we saw moments early on. We thought, hey, they're going to score a lot of goals and get out here and really kind of blow the game wide open. And they weren't able to capitalize on those chances, and then their chances became fewer in the second half. So I think it's really going to be consistency. Undoubtedly, there's a lot of talent on the Clear Fork sidelines and on the field as well. It's going to be the consistency of who can compete at a high level, who can contribute at a high level. And ultimately for Clear Fork, it's going to be who can score goals, and probably in bunches. You're going to need girls who can score multi-goals a game. For Dublin Scioto, I think it's probably a similar phrase. I think consistency was key for them. I think the first half, they just kind of defended it and didn't really complete a lot of passes going forward. And all of a sudden, within that last 10 minutes, it was a different team. I think she took on a player one-on-one, Richardson, and was able to get a good goal because of it. And that just kind of opened things up a little bit for them. Then slots another pass in. And all of a sudden, this is a different style of team. There was confidence. There was composure on the ball. And they looked like they wanted to play and belong in this game. So I think for both teams, it's early in the season, but consistency is key. What level are you going to play at, and are you able to do things at a high level consistently? Can you expect that from your players? And I think that's really going to be the key for both teams moving forward.
Lady Irish pick up their second victory of the season, while the Colts remain on their first win coming in their opener. 2 straight losses for them since. We'll see if they can bounce back next week against River Valley. We will have that coverage for you live and free right here on the OH Report. Big thank you to our staff here today. Jory Hollenbeck running the top cam. And we had just a little halftime entertainment from my son, Michael Skronsky, coming over here and just kind of rolling around on the ground. Jesse doing some nice things for us. Jesse Ryder, our color commentator. I'm Brian Skronsky. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on a live stream near you real soon. So long for now.